Looking ahead 5 or 10 years, how do you think the impact of data analytics will be felt by investors? And what will that new landscape look like?
Quite different than it does today. Let me try and talk about this a little broadly. So first, I think data ownership that has to change. In my view, it's the greatest expropriation of wealth in modern history. And from some notion of its scale, look at the combined market cap of companies whose business model depends largely, if not entirely, on our personal data. Social media and search are the two most obvious, but there are others, notably healthcare. Property rights surrounding our data have to change to share some of that wealth and control with us. Second, technological diffusion is going to bring cutting edge, customized financial planning to households at a negligible cost. Currently, I think it's helpful, but I think it falls well short of capturing the unique traits and preferences of such a diverse populace. For example, consider me. Financial algorithms would categorize me as a married, young, middle-aged, middle-income professional with two kids. But that misses so many objective and subjective aspects of my identity that are relevant for my personal financial planning. The increase in data richness and computing capabilities will help my kids, if not me, make decisions in a far more effective manner, and really help with risk mitigation. And then finally, we're actually going to see similar changes impacting the business space in its capital budgeting process, how companies allocate resources, which in many instances is actually largely non-existent, much less residing on the frontier. So I would expect to see decision making, not just in enterprises, but also SMBs redefined by both big data and advanced predictive models that are accessible to less technical managers. Because as you noted earlier, Erica, right now there's a big gap between the data scientists and the C-suite when it comes to using data, exploiting data in appropriate manner for business means, and communicating those results.
How will blockchain technology be implemented in finance and financial analytics in the next couple of decades? And do you think we can use information technology, back to back to another tech question, to make the process more efficient and less susceptible to corruption and malfeasance?
Okay, let me try and put on my tech hat again here. So, I mean, companies both in and out of the financial space are already employing blockchain technology, right? Which we need to distinguish from crypto, right? But the blockchain technology is really a mechanism in some sense to record information or transactions. Now, how that is going to manifest in the future? Well, think about what finance is at some level. It's a series of transactions, right? It's trades, it's deal flow, it's sales of an asset, you name it. So the question is whether or not it is more efficient to record and store this transactional information on a blockchain as opposed to proprietary systems, centralized systems. I think you can make the case that blockchain is not a panacea and it won't replace centralized ledgers in certain instances. But in other instances, I think there's a strong argument to be made that blockchain is superior. So let me be concrete with maybe one example. And this is a personal one because we recently sold our home, right? Title insurance and transfer of deeds of real estate. That seemed right. If you think about the title insurance you have to pay, it's a non-trivial amount of money, albeit small relative to the price of the home. But why can't that reside on the blockchain? Why can't we have distributed ledgers for real estate transactions, which occur relatively infrequently? I mean, that's a massive market with significant sums of money involved, and that's just right for that sort of technology. Likewise, mergers and acquisitions, or divestitures, or other restructuring, slow-moving transactions. And I say slow moving now, but there's no reason in the future that we can't have blockchain dealing with higher frequency transactions. So where exactly it will go, I'm not entirely sure, but there's certainly scope, and we're already seeing it permeate throughout different sectors of the economy.